Hi, this is Mr. Lean, and this video is how to start using your Revit program. So I've already opened the program here. So you'll have to double click it to open up Revit on your file in your laptop, and then wait because it takes a long time for this to open up. You'll probably get a little message that comes up and says that you borrowed the license. That's fine, take that and close that. And then when you get to this screen, you'll have to come up here to New and change this from Construction Template right here. Click on it and go to Architectural Template. And if you were here last week, you downloaded the ranch and the two-story and put those from the download folder into a folder in your documents. So you'll have to browse to find your documents folder and then put those, or find the ranch house and start your template from there. So we'll browse, and then you'll want to come over here to where it says your documents. If it's not over here, you can click on this, go up to this PC, and come down here to Documents. And then you'll find all of your different documents. I put mine on the desktop, so yours will be in your folder that you created here. If they're not here, and on Friday you didn't put them into your documents folder, then they will be in your downloads folder. So that will be up here under this PC, and you go to downloads, and you'll see your two files up here. So you'll want to open up your ranch file and then come down here to open. So this should say Ross Title Block Ranch RTE. If it says that, then you can click on OK. And again, this takes a minute because it has to upgrade this file from a 2017 file to a 2020 file. So mine took a few minutes, probably maybe 2.5 minutes to get to this point. And one of the things I can see that isn't set up right is this is on ceiling basement. So if I start drawing something, it thinks I'm drawing it on the ceiling in my basement. So at this point, when your screen gets to looking like this, come over here and click this to first floor, top of floor, under floor plans. So not first floor, top of floor, under ceiling. So under floor plans, click first floor, top of floor, and you'll double click it. Then you could come up here and click the X on ceiling. So now when we start drawing up in this area, you'll be drawing on the first floor, and it will be the top of the floor. So when we do our walls, all of our windows, everything, it will be in the right level. So at this point, it's still called just Project 1, floor plan, first floor, top of floor. So we want to come up to this blue R and click on the blue R. Oh, excuse me. We want to come up to File and click the word File here and come down to Save As a Project. So you're going to come to the File, Save As Project, and we are going to go back to your documents, so here, and find the file wherever you want to save this. So I'm going to save this in I want to go up here. You'll save it in your documents. I'm going to find, well, I'll just save it to the desktop for right now, and then I'll move it later. So you'll save this in your documents in your architecture folder. I'm going to save it out here to the desktop, and then I will move it later. And we are going to call this Lake Cabin, and then my name. So you'll call it Lake Cabin and then your name, and then save. That way I know whose is what. So mine's saving out to the desktop now. And again, this takes a little while. So if you look down here, this one should save a little bit faster, but it still takes a little bit of a time to save it. And now if you look up at the top, it should say Lake Cabin in your name, and you are on the floor plan, first floor, top of floor. So now we're ready to begin this drawing. So you would need to get out your handout that's called Lake Cabin Floor Plans. It's called Lesson 2 at the top, and it's stapled together a packet. If you don't have it, up in the front of the room, there are a few more copies up on that little countertop that's in the front of the room here. So at this point, we always kind of start with the walls, and as you draw in Revit, it's easiest to draw clockwise. So we'll start up here, we'll draw this back wall first of the house, then we'll come down this way, draw this wall, come over here, draw this wall here, and then come back up. So if we look at the plans, it says that this wall is 48 feet, this one's 26 feet, this one back is 48 feet again, and then that one will be 26 feet. And it says to use wood siding for exterior. So if we come up here to our walls, this is where our tools are, so we can get our walls here, doors here, windows here, tons of components that we'll be using for our different bathrooms and things like that. Our roof will come from that, our ceiling, our floor will come from there. If we had, this one doesn't have stairs, but your ranch will have stairs. This is where our stairs come in. We can have railings for those stairs. If you had ADA required material, you could have a ramp set up. And then we can calculate the area over here. We can put holes through things. There's all sorts of things that we can do just on this tab called architecture. Okay, then we can go to annotate eventually, and we can do some dimensions. We can do some just drawing of lines. This is where we get text if we have to put words in, like where they have the word bath, living room, bedroom, bedroom. That's where we'll get the text and put that text into these floor plans. So if we go back over to architecture, we go to wall, we have to look for the wall that says wood siding. So right here is our wall list. So if I click on that little arrow, I get this list coming up. The first one is first floor exterior is brick, and it's extended all the way up and down. So it's brick all the way up and down on the outside. It's got wood studs, and it has a drywall interior. So if you ever see a house that's a brick wall outside and drywall inside, this is the house material that you would draw. But this exercise says we're going to use wood for the exterior. So we need to come down here and find exterior wood. So here's exterior wood, wood studs, and drywall inside. So this is the wall we want. So at this point, I have a cursor, I have my wood wall, and I can pick. I have to pick somewhere in between these arrows. This is the arrow pointing to the north side of the house, east, south, and west side of the house. So I'm going to pick a point right about in here, and I'm going to draw that way 48 feet. You can see the numbers showing up, 35 feet 6 inches there, and that it's going crooked there. So I want to go horizontal. And now if I just type 48 feet and put a foot mark there, so it's the single slash for foot, it will draw out to the right 48 feet. And there's a line that's 48 feet. Now I want to come straight down, so a 90-degree angle, and I want that line to be 26 feet. So I can just type 26. The default is feet, so it's not inches. So it will know that that's 26 feet. So I don't have to put the foot mark. If I do feet and inches, then I would have to do a foot mark, a hyphen, and then the inches. So I want to go back to the left, and I want it to be horizontal again. I want to go back 48 feet, and then I could come back up and just click on the top, and that would be the enclosed outside of the house. So it does have the two lines, and if I use the middle mouse button on my mouse and I push it away from me, that scroll, I can scroll away from me. I can scroll and keep scrolling in until I get into some pretty fine detail. And if I press and hold it, it changes like that, and I can move it around. So that middle mouse button kind of takes over for having to move these up and down and around. I can just use that middle mouse button, and if I scroll back towards me, the house gets smaller. If I scroll away from me, it gets bigger. If I press and hold it, I can come in and move things around. So that's how you can use that middle mouse button. And out here then, this material right in here, that's our wood siding. This is the sheathing that we put on the house. Our stud walls would be in here. And this area right in here, that would be all of our drywall on the inside of the house. So if I zoom back out so I can see the whole house, I can also then look and say, is this really what I want it to look like? So I could come up here to view, and I can go to a 3D view, and there's my outside of my walls, and the inside, the drywall is that gray, the outside is this yellow, so that's my wood siding, and that's the beginning of my house. So if I go back here to the first floor, top of floor, and now I could come in here and start drawing my interior walls. So the first step that you'll always do is draw all of the outside walls. Make sure that there are no problems in any of your corners. This one's only got 4 corners. It's pretty basic. And then after you would find out that there are no problems, you would come back in and start drawing your inside walls. So I could come over here 10 feet away from this one and draw my interior wall. So now I need an interior wall. That's drywall both sides. So interior 4-inch drywall both sides. And I'll come up here and I want this to be 10 feet from there, and then I want it to come down 7 feet. So that's really hard to do, so if I just type 7, it's much easier, and then I can come back to that. And there is my bathroom then. So that would be the beginning of my interior walls. The exterior walls over here, these rooms are 20 feet by 12 and 12. So if you add 12 and 12, that's 24 feet. But we know this is 26 feet, so we're probably going to be 20 by 13, not 20 by 12. So I could come up here. I'm still on my interior wall. I could come to the middle of this wall here, which is right there, that triangle. And then I could come out this way 20 feet. So I just type 20. And then I can bring it straight up to there. Now this time, I could draw another wall right here, or I could extend that one down. So I'll come in here, I'll zoom in on that with that middle mouse button. I just scroll it away from me. And I want to come to the middle. So there's the middle. Click on that. And come down here into this wall. And this one aligned itself perfectly, but up here, notice that now I'm hitting escape 3 times. Notice these 2 walls didn't connect. So I have to touch this wall. I get that little dot, and then I can press and hold on it and bring it up till it joins together. So that would be a bedroom, a bedroom, a bathroom, and then the rest of this area. And that's about all the time. We're going to change where the doors are here. We're going to talk about a different window here. This window go into a fireplace. But we'll do the inserts and things like that on another video. This just shows you how to start your walls, interior and exterior walls.